Hey, how's it going? Today I'm going to go over 3 ways that can speed up your improvement when it comes to drawing and art specifically. Through this, I'm going to be working on this sketch that I did. It's kind of like one of these rando sketches, where I put random things on a page. I'm going to work on this guy over here, which is like more of a monster. But while I'm doing that, I'm going to talk to you about these 3 ways to speed up your art improvement. So let's get into that. Before that though, if you like learning tips on drawing, or if you like learning drawing in general, hit the subscribe, click the bell notification. I post about once or twice a week. But alright, let's jump into it. So let's go over number one. As far as number one way to, well, I mean, these aren't like any particular order, by the way, of importance, but one way is to basically, it's an obvious one. Either find a teacher or find videos on the topic you're trying to improve on. But you should be more specific. So like if you're having a hard time drawing hands, right? Find a video specifically on your weak points. Find a video on hands and watch it and digest it and, apply what you can from it. But because I understand that people don't have. I mean, we're like on the internet, right? So we have so many resources now to learn. We have teachers that we can reach out through the internet. I mean, it's not quite as good as in person or like somebody that's privately tutoring you, but it's pretty dang good, But yeah, so just kind of again, find what you need. But like that one is really obvious. It's just finding videos. But yeah, and it's funny that number one is like a nothing burger, right? But I mean, it's really important to do that, because if you're just doodling to yourself, never watching videos on, basically you're never trying to improve yourself, it is very detrimental. You are going to be stuck spinning your wheels if you never try to improve yourself through watching other artists teach, or maybe even watching them just sketch like this, or watching them do stuff. You're never really going to learn. So that's number one. Number two is proper practice as much as you can. And I don't know who I heard say this, but I can't remember who said this. I know a lot of artists have said this, but practice alone will not get you better. Like if you draw every day, that will do a couple of things for you. That will get you over if you have a problem with shaky hands, maybe in messy lines, it will most likely get you over that, as far as like just kind of drawing every day and practice and stuff. Generally, like you'll get better at using the tool. Like by that I mean the muscles in your hand will get used to it. But your actual drawing might not, because you got to actually learn stuff and apply it. Meaning you have to do, again, proper practice. You have to actually learn something, then apply what you learned somewhere in order for it to work. And, a lot of people are not doing that. That's why you see some people drawing for like 30, 40 years, and they still are terrible. I've seen that quite a lot, so don't be that person. I've seen people that are like 80 or 90, or not 80 or 90, that's kind of old, but maybe like 70 or 80, and they've been drawing their entire lives, very serious, and some of them are terrible, and they're like, oh my gosh, how did that happen? It's possible they just stayed in their ways and never tried to learn, never did that first one, never looked to an instructor. That is possible. But it's also possible they never properly practiced. They were putting many, many, many hours into their craft for very little payoff. And that's kind of where proper practice comes in. So things like, and usually what I mean by proper practice is you watch, let's say, I'm trying to think of another example. Let's say you watch a video on how to draw the head, right? Just like the human head. You take that stuff and you draw a bunch of little heads from the knowledge they gave you. Maybe they gave you measurements, like I do sometimes. Maybe I give you measurements, I gave you, like put it in a box or start it with a circle, and then you practice the process, right, that they give you. That, because like I said, I have videos as well on that. You practice the process they give you, and you do that process over and over and over again. You're doing proper practice until it's more innate, and eventually you can kick off the training wheels, and you don't really need to use that process as much. You can kind of just use whatever you want, if that makes sense. Let me run through that really fast, because I feel like some people might have a question on that. So let's say when you draw a head, you draw like I teach this, like I have videos on this on Skillshare. Stay till the very end to see how you can do that. Like you can go see those. Like I start with a circle, right? Like you draw a line down. You can probably barely see it because I'm drawing it very faint right here. And then as the line goes down, I find the jawline right there, right? Instead of just, I think a beginner will just start going into the eyeball. I've seen that. And just start going to the nose, like full rendered out, you know what I mean? And then by the time they finish it, it's all like everything's in the wrong place. This is more of a process, right? I'm finding the lines of the eyes, the nose, like the chin over here, adjusting things, and then I start going into things, building up, a head. And that's a process, right? So you teach that, and then eventually sometimes you can kind of skip ahead into just drawing the eye sometimes, because you know it so well. But it takes years of practice to do that. Even now, most artists I know still will do, circle, build it up, and stuff like that. So that's what I mean by proper practice. You're learning the process and doing it. Hopefully that makes sense, okay? I really hope that makes sense, because that's so important. That will change your life, that one. It really will. You're not going to be sitting there for 30 years, drawing the eye and everything's in the wrong place. And the third one, and this is one I'm going to try to hit on in every, almost every video I'm going to talk about this. And you're gonna roll your eyes, probably, but it is have fun. I always say this. I'm gonna start instilling this, because this one is a big personal one for me. This is why I'm gonna I almost want to put it on the banner. I might actually put it on the banner of the channel. This stuff, when you're drawing in the beginning, it's fun, right? You do it because, hey, that's pretty cool. And then maybe, there's a couple of roads you go down mentally, right? Either you're like, oh, I'm terrible, and you lose your confidence, and you're like, I can't very, very good. Or you get really pretty good, you progress, like you're properly doing this stuff, you're properly learning, which is kind of what I did. I was properly learning and getting very good very fast, I noticed, within like a year or something. And then it hits this point where it is no longer fun. It is like work. It is like boring work. Something I used to love is now painful to do, but I have to do it, either for ego or just because I want it so bad. I want it, but at the same time I'm like, man, this is miserable. I'm just trying to finish stuff to make it look nice, to prove to myself that I did it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of mental stuff that comes along, and to be honest, this is why I'm going to mention almost every video, when I started having fun, like I had to figure out how to have fun again with this stuff. I had to remember what it is that I enjoyed about it. When I started, I had to do it like a lot. Like it took months for me to figure that out again. You just start drawing better. Like it's like the pressure is off, and you're like, oh yeah, you're doing this because you want to do it, right? And stuff starts getting like cool and fun again, and you start improving, and stuff just starts getting like better, and almost miraculously, because I had all that knowledge in there. Right? And I had the control with my hand, but it was like some sort of mental hang-up that was stopping me, and it was literally that for me. That's why I'm gonna like put that in there. Like you gotta teach yourself how to have fun with this. And if you're that person, like I said, you know what I mean. Like you're better than you are, in a way, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's why I really want to instill that one, just because since I started doing that, it helps so much. It helps so much. My painting got better, my drawing got better, everything just got better. It's like a flood came out. I was like, oh, I can draw that now. What? I can draw that before, and it didn't seem like I was doing anything new, It's just I had that, something was plugged up in my brain or something. But anywho, that is it. Those are 3 ways to improve quicker, as far as improving your practice, to get faster at learning this stuff. If you really want to excel your stuff, go check out, well, basically my Skillshare, but I'm going to make that announcement, okay? Like right now, little commercial thing's going to come up. Check that out. If you are serious about this stuff, absolutely go to that because you get like a free month. Anyways, I don't know. I don't want to explain it all. It's going to be in this little ad. So anyways, talk to you later. I'll see you soon, and stick around for this announcement. Hey, for those of you that are a little bit more serious and you really want to kind of upgrade your art skill all around, I have these beginner art lessons here on my Skillshare. So the idea with this is that some people that, for example, on YouTube, people just kind of want to draw what's in the video and just generally have a fun time. They're not always concerned about the little details and stuff about learning how to do this stuff, long term. And I get that. That's fun. But for some people want to upgrade their art ability entirely, like all around, like they're serious about it. If that's you, go here. Like I said, there's programs here on even some of the same material. Like I said, it's just a lot more in depth. My eye drawing program is an hour as opposed to the video I have on YouTube, which is like 10 minutes, right? You can still learn from both, but like I said, if you really want more and you really want to make this part of your life, go here. I have same thing over here, how to draw a dragon head. I have anime, I have cartoons. There's categories for everything, and everything is for beginners. The other thing about this website is it's incredibly easy to watch it. This is like the Netflix of like drawing lessons. So you can go through the entire site, see everybody else's lessons. And normally the site costs like 30 to 40 bucks a month. Because you're watching this video right now, if you're still watching right now, you get it for free for at least a month. Like 30 days, that's a lot. But what you have to do is go over here to the video, go down, first link in the description, the very, very first link. That gives you free access to this whole thing for 30 days. You just go over here, you click this thing, boom, and then you sign up. And it's super easy, and the cool part is you can just straight up cancel it before the 30 days is up, and you never pay a single thing. You never pay a cent, and you got all this learning from it. But yeah, like I said, that's an option for you guys. If you guys want to do it, absolutely go hit that up. And that's it.